Hey Facebook family, it's Dr. Sasheen here. I'm in the car, but I just wanted to show you where I come to just breathe a little bit of the day. I'm down by the water today. So this is my current situation, as we like to say these days. The boat's out in the harbor. I don't know if you can see them really well. But that's my current situation as I come to talk to you about there I am, the 10 tips of the dating divorcee as I talk to you this week, launching the book. So, you're getting divorced, Notes for the Journey, available on Amazon. So please check it out. You can get it in ebook and paperback. I'm so excited for the unboxing of the paperback copy as soon as it gets here. So look and stay tuned for that. So let's chat. We've talked about number 10, number 9, number 8, and number 7 tips for the dating divorcee. As you know what, we all want to get out there and get our self back out into the world after divorce, and nothing is harder than trying to figure out how to date, especially if you've been married for a long time, or even if you've just been in a long-term relationship for a really long time and you haven't necessarily had to date, and now you're trying to figure out, well, shit, what to do? How do I do this? So I put together the 10 tips of the dating divorcee based on my own personal experiences, but also based on women that I work with who are going through or have been through a divorce, and the questions that we worked through together through the course of what does it mean to be single and dating in 2000 and whatever year it was that we were talking about it. And it means different things, and it probably meant when you got married. Some things have changed, but some things stay the same. People, they are pretty much consistent in their behavior. So we're counting down to number 7 today, and number 7 is a reminder that you are allowed to be an adult. You have to remind family members and kids, if you have them, that you're an adult. And here's where I'm going to tackle that insidious thing called single or divorced parent guilt. Woo! Let's break it down, because this really affects a lot of divorced women, especially. I don't work with a ton of men. So men, if you're out there and you're like, well, why aren't you talking to me? I am talking to you. Y'all don't call me to work together, so call me. But this really impacts a lot of divorced women. The idea that somehow they are doing something so wrong by wanting to get back out there and just date. Not necessarily get remarried. We'll tackle that in a whole different series, because that's okay too. But just that they want to get out there and they want to feel like a woman again, and not just an appendage of a parent or the ex-wife, and everyone has an expectation on the single mama. Everybody has an expectation of how she should behave and what she should want to do and how she should live her life post-divorce. And a lot of those expectations seem to include a lot of her staying home, a lot of her embracing her single motherhood, but not necessarily embracing her single womanhood. And that is a distinction I want you all to make today. It is entirely okay to remind people that fully functioning adults who are formed and want to continue their evolution want to do things like have adult conversations, want to do things like have a drink that does not include having to be done by 9 o'clock, because you gotta, you can't stay out past 9 o'clock. You got kids at home. It might include sex. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. It just might include having sex with someone not your ex. Shocker, right? Well, to get to any of those things, you kind of have to get out there. And what happens is, when mom or dad starts to date, there are a couple of dynamics that come into play. First, kids. If you have kids and they're old enough to understand that you used to be with the ex-partner, they're going to be a little wigged out when you first start going out. This is why further down and further close to number 1 is the conversation about kids. So I'm going to save that until we get there. But just know that you're going to have a conversation with your kids, but you don't have to have a conversation with your kids that includes them in every part of your adult life that doesn't include the word mom in front of it. Okay, you've got to draw some boundaries that allow you to actually exist in the world as a fully formed and functioning human being. The second are family members. This could entail in-laws that are still in your life, depending on how long you've been together. This could include your own family members who always have a lot to say about how women, especially single women, should live their life and what they should be doing. All of those people have an agenda that is not yours. It's just not yours. So before you go listening to the idea that, well, you really should give yourself a lot of time, you need to think about who you're going to let into your life. You've got kids, you just can't go out with anyone. Listen, it's dating. It's not marriage. Calm down. Everybody needs to calm down. The guilt that you're going to get put upon you by choosing to actually put on some makeup, go buy a pretty new dress, go buy a cute pair of shoes, go out with your girlfriends on a Friday night, getting a babysitter, and actually going out with your girlfriends on a Friday night to meet someone for a date or just to hang out. That guilt, that's normal. You have taken care of and probably been taking care of a lot of things on your own for a long time. And coming through a divorce really exacerbates how alone you've probably felt. This is a great opportunity to stop feeling alone. Because chances are you're not lonely, you're constantly surrounded by people, that's not the problem, but you've been alone in the struggle to kind of get things together. So reminding everyone that, hey, listen, I'm still mom, still breadwinner, still holding it down, but I'm not superwoman, and I have a desire, complete desire, to be fully formed, whole and functioning woman, and in order to do that, I have to go out and be allowed to be that woman. So that's number 6. Remind everybody, kids and family, that you have the right to be an adult. Number 5. Gosh, I can't believe we're getting so close to the end. Number 5 is a kind of a piggyback to number 6. Please remember that no date or every date has the potential to be absolutely nothing. Nothing. It has the potential to be focus. So what does that mean? That means that along with number 6, sorry, I'm counting in my head. Along with number 6, that guilt of expectation, sometimes what we then do is we carry into dates all of these expectations about what it's like, man, this has got to be good because I got all dressed up and I left my kids with a babysitter and they're mad at me and everyone's upset that I'm even doing this, so this date better deliver. Girlfriend, that date doesn't have to do anything except buy you a drink and feed you a meal and take you home. You can have the worst possible evening. It is not the date's fault. The fault lies in the fact that if your expectations are that this date has to be something spectacular to justify you leaving the house, then you've already set that date up for failure. It doesn't matter at all what you are actually going to get out of that date. All that matters is that you expect that date to produce something important, damn it, because of all the guilt that you're feeling from the, number 6 above. Every date has the potential to be nothing. Big fat goose egg 0. Nothing happening. You go to dinner, you have a drink, you eat, you're like, I'm totally done. I'm going home and watch bonbons and catch Game of Thrones if that's your thing. And that's all that date has to be. It doesn't have to save you from yourself. It doesn't have to assuage your guilt for leaving your kids with a babysitter. It doesn't have to answer any great questions that people are making sure that they ask you about, are you sure? A date doesn't have to do any of that. All the expectations that you're heaping on this poor date to make up for all the guilt you feel from number 6 of reminding everyone that you're an adult is torpedoing a good time. It's torpedoing a good time. Because here's the funny thing. Even a bad date can be a good time, right? Say you haven't been dating for a while, and all of a sudden you get out there in the world, and you're out there, you're hanging out, you're feeling good, you look amazing, right? You look amazing. And you feel amazing, and your date's a dud. Your date's a total dud. It's okay. It doesn't have to be anything but what it is, which was a chance to get out of the house, spread those post-divorce wings, check out, how you feel in the world, how you move now as a single woman in the world. Whether you choose to wear the moniker of a single mom or a divorced mom, that is up to you. You don't have to justify any of that. But say you're just moving out in the world and man, that person across the table is just blah. Like you are just not having it. Remind yourself, this date doesn't have to be anything. It's just time to get out of the house. I got out of the house and I had a good time. And oops, don't worry, the sirens are always going off around here. Well, that's not true, but it's not a big deal. But this is just a chance for you to get out of the house and embrace singledom. Embrace the idea that I'm out here and it's me and it's mine and I can make whatever I want to out of it. So remind yourself as you're in the midst of a date, not to carry with you the weight of the expectation that this date has to be something. It has to produce something positive. I need a good story or a good selfie or a something to justify getting out here and dating. No, baby girl, a date doesn't have to be anything at all, but just what it is. You hanging out with a stranger that you didn't know before and who you may not choose to know again or who you may choose to see again. That's all it has to be. All right, so that's number 6 and 5 today. Number 1, make sure that you do not remind the people in your life that you need to be an adult, fully formed, whole and functioning, and that includes doing things without the kids and despite what your family might think. And number 5, making sure that you don't bring so much expectation onto a date that it kills it before it gets started. Because remember, a date doesn't have to be anything but what it is. It doesn't have to produce anything but a night out of your house, and then you can go home if you didn't like it. Thank you for tuning in today. Say hey, because the Facebook's like showing me that people came in, but I don't know who. Say hey, let me know what you think of the series. Share the video far wide. Let people know that it's out here, because honestly, with 65%, 70% of second marriages, not first, second marriages ending in divorce, there are a lot of people returning to the dating market, trying to do it differently, or trying to figure out what went wrong. Well, some of the things that I'm talking about are the things we're carrying over into that dating life the second or third time. So let's get it right this time and at least have a good time in the process. Learn something new. Pick up So You're Getting Divorced, Notes for the Journey on Amazon today for Kindle. If you're a Kindle Unlimited reader, it's free. You can get a Kindle copy, and the paperback is out and ready to ship. I'm so excited. I will see you all tomorrow when we tackle number 4 and 3. Counting down, y'all. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.